Tonight on CTV News at 11:30. RCMP are maintaining a heavy presence in Sturgeon Falls for an investigation. Not much has been divulged yet in the way of details. Plus, Elliott Lake will be taking out a hefty loan to pay for renos to the arena.
I mean, it is unfortunate for community residents. We were without a CFO for almost 2 years.
The entire project is costing the city so far more than $26 million. And downtown Gore Bay has a new look just in time for tourist season.
So new sidewalks, new curbs, new pavement, all new street lights.
The town of 900 says it did it all for $3 million and in just 5 months.
CTV News at 11:30 with Ian Campbell and Tony Rima with weather.
Good evening. Thanks for staying up with us. There's been a heavy police presence for the last few days along Highway 17 in the Sturgeon Falls area. Officials with the RCMP Central Region confirming today they've been in the area since June 18th as part of an active investigation on the property of a local installation company. We're told the investigation is being conducted in partnership with the OPP with support from York Regional Police, Niagara Regional Police, and the Ontario Fire Marshal. RCMP officials say officers are expected to continue working at the scene for the next several days and that there is no indication of any immediate risk to the surrounding community. We'll continue to provide you updates as they become available. We're learning more about a traffic stop in the Kirkland Lake area last week. According to the OPP, a search of the driver and vehicle led to the seizure of suspected cocaine, crystal methamphetamine, fentanyl, hydromorphone pills, oxycodone, and other suspected drugs with an estimated street value of over $275,000. Canadian currency and a replica handgun were also discovered. A 36-year-old from North York is facing charges. A 69-year-old has been charged after witnesses say he attacked a dog in Sault Ste. Marie yesterday. Police say community members intervened when they saw the dog being attacked. The dog ran away and has not yet been located. You can find more on this story on our website at ctvnewsnorthernontario.ca. Turning now to the latest on a violent daytime shootout in Montreal. 3 people are dead, including a police officer, a civilian, and the suspect. And another officer was seriously injured. It all happened around 11:30 this morning in Montreal's Côte des Neiges neighborhood. Video posted to social media capturing the moment gunfire rang out. Montreal's police chief says officers were called to the densely populated area after someone reported seeing a gun outside a hotel window. When officers arrived on scene, there was a shootout. One witness tells CTV News he heard 10 to 12 gunshots in total. Police have not released the identity of the suspect who was killed, but he allegedly wrote a manifesto that was found in a hotel room. Montreal police have now identified the officer killed as 34-year-old Mohamed Lamine Ben Redouane. The officer had been with the force since 2021. The other officer currently is in a hospital. She's a woman and her life is not in danger.
You know, when we become a police officer, we become a police officer knowing the risk. We don't expect never this to happen, especially the parents, the family, when they find out. It's a tough moment, very, very difficult moment.
The civilian killed has been identified as Michael Moshe Mizrahi, described by the Center for Israel and Jewish Affairs as a valued member of the community and an innocent victim. One witness described the gunman as a white man who was wearing camouflage attire and a backpack while carrying a long firearm. Others describing the whole ordeal as chaotic.
Saw the cop just draw her gun in protection, and then within minutes, I think she was on site first, and then other cops just coming and everybody putting vests on and running around.
Saw the park completely empty out, parents and kids running with panic. At that point, I went down to the grocery store that's connected to the building to get some groceries. And when I got off the elevator, there was complete chaos.
Police are still investigating. Meantime, several police forces, including Ottawa's police chief, expressing his support for officers in Montreal.
Chief Fadi in Montreal very well. He's a great guy. I know he'll be leading that team through a difficult time. Of course, we've had a very difficult 2 weeks in Ontario for policing with a few deaths. I'm going to a funeral on Wednesday in Toronto. So all our thoughts are with the Montreal team, of course.
Police in Montreal also carried out searches in a separate neighborhood. Those searches to ensure there are no more suspects linked to the deadly shooting, but police say no arrests have been made. Closer to home, construction season is in full swing across the region. One business owner says it's had a lot of impact on her business in Sudbury's downtown core. CTV's Angela Campbell reports.
Behind this construction on Elgin Street is a restaurant. Despite how it looks, the business is open.
I understand it has to be done. I understand that. But regarding to my business, really hurts right now. We don't get no business.
La Casa Mexicana has been in this location for the past 18 years.
It's pretty quiet.
The owner, Sylvia Larocque, says the restaurant has been rather quiet since the construction began this spring, literally at her doorstep.
I start to get a little panic when I don't see customer for almost 3 weeks in a row, like one day to another one. Then I'm getting a little upset, sad. I find it more harder than COVID. And I don't want to lose my business and account just for the construction.
The city of Greater Sudbury says it's working with the downtown BIA to keep communication open between the contractor and businesses affected by the work. It says more signage is coming.
Just to remind people that those businesses are still open and redirect people because, a sidewalk might shift one day to the next, so people might not know directly how to get to that business that day.
Larocque is not alone. The Canadian Federation of Independent Business says every summer businesses see loss of revenue, extra costs, and a lack of communication when they're caught in a construction zone.
Everybody generally loves the finished construction project. The issue or the challenge is making it to the end of the project, especially ones that are lengthy and disruptive. So anything 6 months and longer, municipalities should be very clear and transparent.
Larocque says she's faced a number of obstacles in the 18 years she's owned the restaurant, including the pandemic and the recent death of her husband. But she's determined to stay in this location as long as she can. Angela Campbell, CTV News, Sudbury.
Timmins is taking a step toward addressing its housing shortage. 4 vacant properties acquired through the city's tax arrears process are being transformed into new affordable housing units. CTV's Lydia Chubak reports.
Several vacant residential lots in Timmins will soon be home to new affordable housing. The Cochrane District Services Board officially broke ground on a $2.9 million redevelopment project that will see 4 one-bedroom duplexes built across the city by the end of next year, creating 8 new housing units.
They were tax arrears properties, and then they were handed over to the DSAB for $2 for us to develop affordable housing.
Marks says the low cost of the land helps keep the rental units affordable.
Every dollar we can save translates into lower rent for the people that will eventually live here.
Mark says the units are expected to rent for between $800 and $1,000 a month. The homes will be prefabricated and delivered to the sites before being placed on prepared foundations.
We're going to bring the shampoo multi-unit, which is 2 single home residents, and then we're going to lift that on to the foundations with obviously a big crane.
The project is being supported by more than $1.7 million in provincial housing funding to help offset construction costs.
We're hoping to start in the next month or so. We're just waiting on some permitting and confirmation on delivery date for the shampoo units.
In the last decade, the Cochrane District Services Board says it has created just under 200 affordable housing units throughout the district. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
New tonight, we're learning more about how the city of Elliott Lake plans to pay for its arena repairs. While they poured over the numbers, some councillors appeared even frustrated, but ending up voting in favor of a $21 million loan.
If we do come in with more invoices that are higher than what we're forecasting, then we at least have some money to help cover for that. I mean, it is unfortunate for community residents. We were without a CFO for almost 2 years. We were making decisions based on information that we were given, and that we are where we are.
With regard to the budgeting of what we've done, regardless, staff knew what our goal is with this arena, right? Our goal is to get it up and running. It always has been.
According to the city's latest figures, the revamp of Rogers Arena will cost $26.6 million after accounting for donations and grants. It leaves a little more than $20.5 million to finance. Some of council had questions over particular expenditures. Well, the vote was not unanimous in the end. They were told that $21 million plus the favorable interest rate would help administration restore the city's reserves. The arena is slated to open this coming hockey season. Staff at Sault Ste. Marie City Hall have been given the green light to see if it's possible to erect a massive Canadian flag somewhere along the boardwalk in St. Mary's River. The motion comes from Councillor Corey Gardy, who's looking for a flag as big as 100 feet. Gardy, in his motion, felt displaying such a large flag in a prominent area would foster civic pride while celebrating Canadians' national identity and sovereignty. He's looking for a report that would determine costs along with the engineering and geotechnical requirements needed.
And as a prominent border community, this project is about creating an unmistakable monument of national pride right at one of our country's gateways and enhancing our public space.
The report would also include estimates for ongoing maintenance. Council voting tonight unanimously to approve it. Well, time now for a short break here on CTV News. Coming up, Tony will have our full weather forecast. For now, a look at the current conditions, and we're seeing still a little bit of storm activity move its way in off Lake Superior. 13 in Kapuskasing, 12 in the Tri-Cities, Timiskaming Shores, 13 in Sudbury. A lot of clear skies from Elliott Lake all the way to Timiskaming Shores in North Bay. We'll have details after the break.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400 from your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Good evening, everyone. Now your main weather, and let's start with our forecast radar. Clear skies overnight. It looks pretty good. However, things are going to cloud over gradually. Pockets of activity in through Gore Bay on Manitoulin Island and the north shore of Lake Huron. Come Tuesday, Wednesday, this is when the unsettled weather rolls in. A band of thunderstorms in through Sault Ste. Marie, along with Algoma country, stretching along that Highway 17 corridor, almost into Sudbury. And then after that, things, well, not going to be too bad. Let's take a look at your 7-day weather forecast, starting with Sudbury Nickel Belt. Well, 23 degrees, a mix of sun and clouds. Spot on temperature-wise, gorgeous day. Same temperature on Wednesday, but expect increasing cloud cover, showers, that rain spills over into Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Gorgeous weekend on the way. Temperatures above normal stretching into next week. Moving on to Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma tomorrow, 20 degrees, a little cooler than normal. Then the clouds and the risk of thunderstorms kind of roll in off and on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, rain, and then it starts to clear up. Saturday looks beautiful. Back to Sunday, though, shower activity, and Monday, well, the risk of thunderstorms, 24. So the temperature is going to be above normal next week. In through Timmins, Cochrane, and Kapuskasing, beautiful couple of days ahead. Mix of sun and cloud. On Thursday, clouds roll in, a chance of rain. Much the same on Friday and Saturday, Sunday. At this point, look pretty darn good. As we move on over to Timiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake, tomorrow looks great. Wednesday, not so much. 24 degrees, temperature ticks up a little bit. Thursday, Friday, back to the rain. The weekend looks gorgeous, should be 23, 27 on Sunday. And finally, folks, your 7-day weather forecast for North Bay, West Nipissing. Tomorrow, well, spot on temperature-wise, beautiful sunshine for the most part. On Wednesday, well, a chance of shower activity. And again, as a system moves into our broadcast region, North Bay, you can expect some showers in through Thursday, also Friday, Saturday. At this juncture, at this point, 25 degrees, a mix of sun and cloud. Above seasonal temperature should be 23. And next Monday to start your work week, well, 27 degrees and plenty of sunshine. Ian Campbell, it's back over to you.
Thanks, Tony. The Downtown Action Plan is heading to Council tomorrow to provide an update on the coordinated plan to address issues in Sudbury's downtown core. CTV's Madison Merrier reports.
Beautification, animation, safety, and security are part of the plan to revitalize the downtown core.
Broken windows theory that, when people see things in disorder, they act in disorder, and when people see things in order, they act in order.
The one-year Tidy Bin pilot project began on May 1st in front of downtown Sudbury, and McIntyre is hoping to see the lockable and larger bins duplicated across the downtown core.
We want people to come and feel comfortable in the downtown, and you don't feel comfortable if there's garbage around, right? So being able to get to that level and keep that maintained cleanliness is great for our businesses. It's great for people that come visit our city for the first time.
The report is hoping to increase traffic in the downtown core, and one of the city's undertaking is the reopening of Memorial Park with themed days.
We're seeing the police work to kind of maintain that general tone. We want downtown to be welcoming for everybody, and part of that is people interacting in a reasonable way with each other, and making sure that we have a place that people want to visit and people want to attend, and that change is happening.
The downtown strategy is really a collaborative effort between the Greater Sudbury Police Service and our community agencies to really come together and work collaboratively to achieve some positive outcomes for our downtown community. We realize as a Greater Sudbury Police Service, we cannot combat any situation alone and by ourselves or in silos, so we really are focusing on our collaborative approach.
The report is identifying issues of social disorder like open drug use and alcohol consumption as safety concerns. Greater Sudbury Police Service say these issues will be combated with its 360 Support First initiative. Madison Merrier, CTV News, Sudbury.
Ontario's Education Minister has launched a new province-wide digital learning platform. It's set to be used in Ontario classrooms starting this fall. CTV's Siobhan Morris has more on the changes.
Here, 78 plus 21.
This grade 7 class is using Edwin to understand circle graphs. It's an online tool from textbook publisher Nelson, one the education minister calls a game changer.
Something that teachers can use to help make it a bit easier for them to deliver a consistent curriculum across the province of Ontario while still having flexibility in their classrooms.
Paul Calandra sees benefits for moms and dads too.
They're able to see what the lesson plan is. A parent can see how their child is progressing.
Some boards have been using Edwin for years, but this fall the program goes province-wide with $60 million from Queen's Park.
To me, this is just another distraction for the public to think that this government is doing something.
The Elementary Teachers Federation of Ontario worries this is part of privatization creep.
Teachers do this job around the province in each of our cities, each of our towns, each of our communities. They do this all the time. We don't need to have an outsourced provider.
You hear similar concerns around new guidelines for high school exams and what makes up final grades.
When there's one cookie-cutter approach coming out of Queen's Park, I think it really undermines the professional judgment of teachers.
Starting this fall, there will be an attendance grade and exams for virtually every class, even gym. For 9th and 10th graders, exams will account for 20% of core subjects like English, math, and science. That bumps up to 25% in senior grades. Educators point out some students may not pursue post-secondary education.
And so the wisdom of subjecting them to a 90-minute or 2-hour exam really escapes me.
Don't expect new restrictions on cell phones at school in September, but a recent visit to Quebec schools where phones have to be locked up during the day left quite an impression on Calandra.
Kids were talking with each other, they were playing cards, and as you walked through the hallways to tour the school, the same thing, right? There was nobody on phones, very engaged. You looked out into the yard, kids were playing again.
He needs more time to talk with educators, school board leaders.
But I think we'll be coming out with something soon.
All of this comes a week after the province and educators began contract talks. This is expected to be a contentious round of bargaining. Teachers are pushing for smaller class sizes and more funding to address issues like school violence. Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
Still ahead tonight on CTV News. A convenience store in Sault Ste. Marie is going, quote, Detroit style when it comes to its product. We'll have more on what that means in a moment. A Sault Ste. Marie convenience store has recently opened its doors, but not its shelves. Up North Convenience operates what its owners call Detroit style, with all products behind plexiglass. It's aiming to curb shoplifting while keeping staff safe. CTV's Corey Nordstrom has more.
The owners of the recently opened Up North convenience store call their business layout Detroit style. Local teachers Andrea and Serge Pietramali spent $20,000 on barriers separating customers from the products they wish to purchase.
By having everything behind glass, it reduces the theft, and then we can lower our prices because we don't have to jack up the prices to make up for stolen beer, stolen bread, or whatever.
It's definitely very safe because anybody who walks in here, their only purpose is going to be to buy something. It's not going to be to steal or to, you know what I mean, to loiter or to see what they can get away with. They don't have that option.
The building had previously housed chain convenience stores that Pietromali was told lost thousands every month due to shoplifting. While the glass addresses theft and safety concerns, it also builds relationships by forcing an interaction between customers and staff.
Over there. Hey. You're going around, you're picking all the stuff that you want, and then you go to pay, you tap. You don't have to speak to anyone. Here, we have to get the product for you. So you need to talk to us, and then we can go and grab everything that you want.
Until Up North's opening this month, locals say the area had become a food desert. They told me it's been a long time since they've had, quote, anything but problems in the area, and they're unbothered by the unique layout of the new convenience store.
If they're safe, that means they'll be here longer. And that means lots to us. We don't want to see a fly-by-night. We want to see a community rebuilt again.
The new owners say they are continually adding to their stock and use community suggestions to guide the products they bring in. Corey Nordstrom, CTV News, Sault Ste. Marie.
Gore Bay has one of the region's oldest downtowns, but it's looking pretty fresh these days, just in time for the busy tourist season. Meredith Street may look like your typical small-town main street, but to get it to this stage, this was the culmination of a lot of work.
Wall-to-wall, basically, so new sidewalks, new curbs, new pavement, all new street lights. We did all the necessary checking for underground stuff like water and sewer and so forth to be sure it was fine.
Dubbed the Downtown Revitalization Project, town officials transformed 2 blocks of Meredith Street from Main to Dawson Streets thanks to funding from the province and private partnerships. Gore Bay has done something towns twice, even 3 times its size might think impossible. In 5 months, it's given its downtown a new look, a new lease on life. With a population of only 900, if you were to compare it to something someone told me here, think maybe the little engine that could.
We are very proud, and I've always said that good things always happen when you have partners, and we were fortunate to have 2 public partners and a private partner, and with partnerships, good things always happen, and that's how you do work in small towns. You have to partner.
You can almost still smell the new paint. This $3 million facelift was done in also what seems to be record time, 5 months start to finish.
Then the construction company worked really well with the business owners. They created ramps for customers to be able to access the stores easily, and they were there to offer assistance to get people in and out of the stores.
And with little pain last summer, those who live here say there was very little disruption.
I think it's awesome. It's a great improvement. When the construction crews were here last year, they were so accommodating that we didn't lose any business at all as far as we could see.
Fantastic. I love what we've done in front of the Legion too. It looks good. You know, there's a few points that I don't like, but the majority of it makes it look good.
A fresh new look just in time for the tourists. The Sault Greyhounds announcing their new head coach today. Drew Bannister will officially take over July 1st. Bannister has a long history with the club, including as a defenseman with the Hounds when they won the Memorial Cup in 1993. Bannister also coached the Hounds for 3 seasons from 2015 to 2018. He signed a 3-year agreement with the team, replacing John Dean. The team announced Dean's departure in April after 7 seasons with the Greyhounds. Finally tonight, the Northern Ontario Music and Film Awards, also known as NOMFA, were held over the weekend in Sudbury.
The award goes to Ajax by Peach Pie.
Our very own Marina Moore was there Saturday evening at Place des Arts to present the award for Outstanding Music Video. 14 awards in various areas of both the music and film industries were handed out in total, including one to Hollywood actor Bryan Cranston for his role in the film Everything's Going to Be Great, which was shot in North Bay. Cranston accepted his award via video. Dozens of incredibly talented nominees from across Northern Ontario were in attendance, and several musical acts took the stage to perform. NOMFA was a 3-day gathering which also included industry sessions, artist showcase, and networking activities. Very busy weekend, but super cool. That takes us to the end of our newscast this Monday night. For the latest news anytime, remember you can head to our website, ctvnewsnorthernontario.ca. We're also posting to YouTube now. Check us out under CTV News Northern Ontario. Once you're there, don't forget to click subscribe. Marita Moore has her next news for the North tomorrow at 5. Until then, thanks for watching. Good night.